Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Psycho, and holy shit. This episode of The Walking Dead, holy crap, finally it's here. Oh my god, I just got done watching it and plugged in my mic as of right now. And that ending, oh my god, what a cliffhanger. But I just want to say, this is going to be a spoiler review, so if you have not seen the episode yet, I would just exit out of the video right now. And also, I tried to listen to your guys' feedback on the last review, and it seemed that you wanted Walking Dead screenshots if I didn't want to do a face cam. So I listened to you guys, and that's what I'm doing now. But oh my god, this episode was insane. The pace of it, it started off completely crazy insane, and they would switch back and forth between like the story and then like the action moment. And I think that was just one of their best options for the pace of the episode. It kept it going nonstop. Like, you could not wait for the next scene, the next action scene. You loved the story scenes. I mean, I just thought it was an excellent season premiere. I mean, it was amazing. We got to see Morgan back, his relationship with Rick and other people in the group. We got to see some character interactions with like Rosita, Eugene, all of those characters. We got character introductions such as Carter, Heath, and their group. I really like Heath, man. I really do. I think, of course he's got to be leery of a new group coming in, but, I mean, man, he seems like he's going to turn into a likable character. And it sort of like filled in the plot from what we missed through the flashbacks, but then it also filled in the present. And I just think that was a very smart move on just using those combinations of scenes. I mean, it was just excellent. I mean, at the beginning, there were some funny moments, too, especially with Michonne when Morgan asks if she stole his peanut butter bar or whatever. I started laughing out loud on that. But, I mean, that intro to the episode was so insane. Like, when you saw all of those walkers, I mean, just the thoughts going through my head, it just went crazy, man. Because that's the most walkers we have ever seen. I mean, there's just so much in this episode. It was so crazy. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think of what to say here because, I mean, I just got done watching it and I'm hyped up for the next episode already. And one thing I noticed was that from the Comic-Con trailer, most of the trailer I thought was actually from the first episode, and I think that's going to be kind of good because, it does not spoil much of the episodes after the premiere. I just thought this was so great. Holy crap. The scene with Carter and Rick. Well, there's two scenes with Carter and Rick I want to talk about. One is where he talks about taking out Rick and the group, and I was like, oh, hell no. No, Rick's not going to let that fly. And then I started laughing when he caught Eugene, and he's just like, oh, shit, and drops all of his stuff. And then that moment where Rick just comes in there and puts the gun to his head, oh, that's just one of those badass Rick moments. Just put it on the list of badass Rick moments. Another scene with Rick was actually Carter's death. I mean, I thought that was one of those brutal Rick scenes. And this time, it wasn't really Rick trying to be brutal. He did what he had to do. I mean, that was the way to save the community in his mind. And I thought he made the right decision, although it was brutal. I mean, just, Carter's blood going all over his face and in his eye, and then all of a sudden Rick just gives him the knife to the back of the head. I really enjoyed the moment where Rick sort of realizes that he can now trust Morgan, and like he lets Morgan hold his baby. I thought that was just really cool, and it was emotional at the same time because you realize that these guys are going to become friends again, and that Rick can actually trust him. And I just love their interaction between each other, where like Morgan's like, I know you, Rick, and I know you right now. This is who you are. And I just thought that was a really cool moment because he's actually, telling Rick realizes that he's changed, but he also realizes through Morgan's, what Morgan's telling him is that, Rick can stay the same. He can still do the things he needs to do, but he can also stay human. And I just really thought that was interesting. I also enjoyed the scenes with Heath, Nicholas, and Glenn, who are trying to, take out all the walkers in that building. That way they don't distract the other walkers that are going down the path. And when they sort of got the crowbar and opened it up and you saw like the big steel doors coming down, I thought that was interesting as well. But, the development between Glenn and Nicholas, I think that the moment, just to go on a side note here, where Rick says, I didn't need to kill Carter because people like that are going to die anyways. I just want to say that before I forgot it, because, I mean, that was one of those very interesting quotes from Rick, and it's going to probably resonate throughout the season. And I wonder if that's going to happen with Nicholas, because, Glenn let him live, but he's done bad things. And whether or not he's going to mess up again and get himself killed, I mean, that's just going to be up to the show and what happens in the future. But I thought, maybe that could be interesting and bite him back. I mean, I think that the developers are trying to get people to like Nicholas, even though he's done some terrible things. I think they're trying to make him human. I think one of the reasons Glenn saved him is because he realizes he was once that scared kid that, he could not help himself, and he wasn't as advanced as the survivors like Rick was. But until he met Rick, they sort of, combined together and helped develop each other's skills. Before I go, I just want to mention how insane that cliffhanger was. It came out of nowhere, and when you heard that, when everyone heard that, they were just thinking, oh shit. Like, when you heard those buzzers, just that horn or whatever it is, you thought, oh my god, this is going to be bad. Another thought that brings to mind is, did the wolves notice that the majority of the powerful group leave Alexandria, and did they notice that, and did they use it against them? Sort of like, did they go up and put a vehicle and just put like something on the horn and just leave it going to destroy Alexandria? Because that's what I thought of. I think that it's maybe the wolves trying to sabotage them, or it's just one of the members of Alexandria that did something completely idiotic. It's sort of like one of those things that it could be either way, but in the edge of your mind, it's probably the wolves. That's pretty much all I want to say. I want to keep this video pretty short for you guys and not too long. But for a season premiere, this was excellent. I have zero complaints. I mean, I really have no complaints about this episode because the pacing, the story, the action, the walkers, every bit of it I loved. And it has me ready for next week already. I'm so excited. And I really appreciate you guys watching the video. I'm sorry if the review wasn't excellent like the commentary, but I do try my best. I mean, sometimes I'll stutter or mess up, but I hope you enjoyed the video. I really appreciate you watching, and as always, peace out.